Hi everyone. Why did Putin suddenly say that if Europe is ready for a war, then Russia is ready? Is Europe actually on an edge of having a war with Russia? Let me break down the entire story to you in just 2 minutes. The tension didn't start in 2025. It started in 1945 after the World War when the whole world was divided into two blocks, into USA and Soviet Union. And even after the disintegration of Soviet Union, the mistrust was there. So this whole rivalry it stayed till approximately 50 years. So, when USSR broke apart, many Eastern European countries joined NATO, and Europe did that for safety purposes. And even after years, it was coming basically, NATO was coming closer to the borders of Russia, and it was again a thing of safety. And now, in the recent years, we have seen that Russia and Ukraine are on a war. And you need to understand the geographical location of Ukraine, which is right in the middle of Europe and Russia. So when Ukraine started moving towards European Union and NATO, Russia literally panicked. And in 2014, Russia took up Crimea. And it was only after that that Europe started putting up some sanctions, and ultimately the relationship was completely dead. It was completely broken after that. Not only this, but when in 2022 Russia launched a full-fledged war against Ukraine, Europe responded by giving massive military support to Ukraine. And for Russia, this was a sign that Europe is directly involved in the war, even though they are not making it official. And also from 2023 onwards, Europe started increasing its defense budget. It started making new missile systems and preparing for any future conflicts. And Russia termed this whole particular saga as militarization against us. And after this, several peace treaties, peace talks have been initiated, but none of them really worked. Europe has accused Russia of not being serious about any peace, and Russia has accused Europe that none of the treaty or proposal is being accepted. And this whole diplomatic collapse in the past is the reason that why Putin has given up this statement. So, when Putin says that Russia is ready for a war, it is not just a random threat, it is a message to scare Europe. So, no, it definitely does not mean that Europe and Russia are getting into a war tomorrow, but it definitely means that decades of mistrust, NATO expansion, Ukraine war, and failed diplomacy have led both these nations to come into a point of history where they are living the tensest moments of their countries.